Hello, boxing fans around the world. How are you? We are not so good today. Here at Talkin Fight, we're a little bit disappointed. A little
Yeah, yeah.
disappointed in the results of the weekend, in particular what happened last night on a couple of levels. Uh, One, a Canadian boxer that we had a lot of high hopes for, completely let us
Oh,
down. And secondly, to be blunt, Floyd let us down. Anyway, there were other fights to talk about this weekend, and we thought we'd talk about those as opposed to profiling a new up and coming, young and hungry, undefeated champ. We were going to talk about something else today, aren't we, Mike?
definitely. We're gonna let's address the first thing that comes to mind, which has got to be the disappointing John Pascal problem that we had with him testing positive for three banned substances, and then again on a fourth banned substance, all before this fight happened. And the fourth banned substance, him being, you know, caught with, was for for cardio. So obviously, somebody along the lines, because he's denying taking any of it. He's saying that he didn't voluntarily take it. We've heard this all before. You get trainers that don't really believe in their talent, so they have to slip them a little something in that water bottle, in between rounds. But who knows? Who knows what it is? But it's very, very disappointing that Jean Pascal, was DQ'd out of this. Lost the fight due to these banned substances. It really does suck because he is the only Canadian right now in the top 100 of pound for pound fighters, and it's just sad that we didn't get to see him fight Badou Jack, because that would have been a great match that has been in the making for some time now.
Yep.
But Badou Jack, he had somebody who was able to step in on that card. It wasn't that bad. But you could tell Badou Jack was a little pissed off that his opponent was not Jean Pascal,
Agreed.
right? So yeah, you know what? That's the most disappointing thing that I did see. Other than that, we had some pretty funny fights this weekend.
We
We
did.
uh,
We did. Um,
we definitely saw the introduction of 43-year-old Ocho Cinco
yes.
and his debut against, I think it was Brian Maxwell.
Yes.
And yeah, that was a 4 rounder that kind of it started off to look all right. You looked at the way that Ocho Cinco was coming out in the beginning, and he tabbed him a few times, and then he got hit himself, and then did what he does best, and that's run. All you need to do was put a football in his hands, and it would have been the same thing he was doing for years. But unfortunately, it wasn't football, and he had gloves on, so he decided to run for most of that match, but still sticking and moving with these. I don't know. I wouldn't call them flurries. I would call them more like grossies. I don't know what the hell they were. It was just, what, good for him at 43, trying something new. I give it to him. I'd like to see somebody else be in his shoes and go and do what he does. So you know what, I give him a lot of praise for that. Uh, there was a couple other fights on that card. Um,
There was a lot of hugging and kissing going on, and
yeah, it was kind of upset. Um, I was kind of upset about it. We didn't get to see the beginning matches of that, unfortunately. The card in the beginning, we had Jaleel Major Hackett debut against Angelo Diaz, and both these guys debuted 145ers through welterweights. That was that was an awesome fight, actually. KO first round. And unfortunately, that part wasn't televised on the card. You'll have to go and look for that, guys. Go check that out. Also, I wanted to say the Juan Carlos Torres and Zach Khan fight was another good one. Torres being 18-0 versus Khan, who was 10-7-1. Torres did exactly what I expected him to do, and that was just come out, overwhelm him, and he kind of took him, took him the distance as much as he could, which was only 2 rounds. Torres is a bit of a monster, man. He comes through. We've talked about this kid before. He was great. It was great to see him on that card. But then we get into the Hurd fight. Hurd versus Luis Aries, wow, what an event.
Well, again, disappointing.
Very disappointing. It just goes to show you can't leave that in the judges' hands.
Right.
Also, Hurd's got to go back to he's got to go back to the drawing board, man. He's calling out people like Jamel Charlo, and honestly, from what I saw last night, there should be no reason why you're even thinking about standing in the ring with him. He took way too much damage, especially from a small guy. Aries being not as known in the game, and he came and he brought it to Hurd and ended up coming through with the victory.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you can't really leave that in the judges' hands, man. Hurd, I know you take a lot of punches to the face. That's kind of your game. But again, at the end of the day, if you're not finishing fights, those punches to your face are points. And that's what's going to happen, man. You're going to end up losing. It's unfortunate that this late in his game, he's got really no options left. He's like, where's he going from here? I guess, time will only tell, and his team will only be able to we'll see if his team can resurrect this journey that he's on, man. And it sucks, but that's the way the game goes. Well, I guess then we have to talk about is the main event.
The main event. The main
event, which
you and I were watching, and we discussed the word busier.
Yeah.
Who were the busier of the two fighters in previous fights, and in this particular main event, you're just mentioning Hurd taking punches to the face. Well, if you ask me, Pretty Boy Floyd wasn't throwing as many punches as he should have.
No.
If you ask me. And I don't know whether he would. I don't know. I'm no professional at this. I'm no paid analyst or paid commentator on all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, just given the hundreds, maybe thousands of fights I've seen, I just thought I was expecting more out of Floyd. I just thought he was going to just continually take shots. And yet he was more or less defending himself, covering himself up, left, right, and center, round after round. There was a couple of, I thought in the fourth round, fifth round, he was picking it up a bit. I thought Logan's face looked a bit more beat up than Pretty Boy Floyd was. But at the end of the day, Floyd, I thought he was going to smash him, and he didn't. So
yeah, no, I didn't. I did not think that it would be brought the distance. I didn't think. First of all, I didn't think that Logan would have won any of those rounds. But people are saying a few of those rounds were taken by Logan Paul, and
he might have won the first one.
Yeah, and I heard he might have won the last one. So I don't know. All I know is that there was twice as many punches thrown by Logan Paul, but he only landed half of what Mayweather did. So at the end of the day, shots count. Landed shots are points. Yeah, sure. Maybe Logan Paul was a little more busy than Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd's punches were more on point, more accurate, and scored more points. You know what? I'm just glad there was no hand raised at the end of that, because that could have been a blemish on a record that.
Well, having said that, I was a little, again, disappointed that Logan, with about 10 seconds to go in that final round, lifted up his hand as if he, symbolically had won. And I had wished at that particular moment in time that Floyd just took his head off right then and there. I mean,
me too, man. Me too. I was very, very disappointed in that main event, man. And I bet everybody around the world was disappointed because everybody was expecting the same thing we were, man, was for Logan Paul to get knocked out. And unfortunately, it didn't happen.
it didn't. I mean, if you go back and you watch some of the replays that are available now, Floyd did he gave him some really good shots.
Yeah.
Like Logan took some nice shots to the face, a couple of nice body shots. He took them. But I thought there was going to be way more shots landed by Floyd.
Oh, definitely.
And it didn't happen. So anyway, we're in one word, disappointed. Just disappointed.
Yeah, disappointing event. I'm glad it was on a Sunday and didn't take away from Saturday's card. Saturday's card was great. Daniel Dubois, our boy, winner of the Knuckle Up Knockout of the Week.
Yep.
Also, that Cinderella story. Get your eye broke, come back. Gives us hope for people like Billy Joe Saunders.
Yep.
Right? Gives us hope for people like him. Because you know what? Like, if you think about it, Daniel Dubois, he was quick to return. Maybe we'll be able to see Billy Joe Saunders with a quick return, depending on how he heals. But I'm glad that Sunday did not take away from Saturday's events. I'm glad we did get to see some really good boxing. We did get to see some okay boxing on, the Mayweather card. There were some events there that were actually judged, and winners were picked. They were good, but at the end of the day, a very disappointing card. Very disappointing outcome in the end. Not what we expected. Not what the fan base wanted. So I guess we leave it at that. And we're back to new things tomorrow on Knuckle Up, I guess.
That's right. Before we do sign off, there is one other funny part to mention out of this whole main event scenario. And the fact is that someone thought it might not have rained on their event. and let's just say they were thinking ahead. And let's just say they thought, what if it does rain?
Yeah.
Are we prepared? Oh, yeah. We got towels so that the ref can wipe down the canvas just in case it rains. Like, I was, that was amazing to watch that.
I didn't even expect. I totally forgot about that until you mentioned it, man. But it was hilarious. It was hilarious to watch that. A guy goes to throw a punch and he slides right past the guy. It was pretty exciting, yes. But that could have been seriously. That was dangerous, man.
Yeah,
that was dangerous. All that moisture in the air, that thing was getting soaked the whole time. It's just but I'll give it to Badou Jack though. Way to continue. Way to continue on that nasty ring. They all fought on that nasty ring. I give it to all of them fighting in that rainstorm, that torrential downpour during that event. You know what? Honestly, I was thinking that the thing was going to be canceled. I was thinking that we were going to have a rain delay boxing match.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I think that would have been the first time I've ever seen something like that.
That's right.
Yeah. So, that being said, guys, Knuckle Up fans, thanks for watching. Jab that like, hook subscribe, knock us out those comments. You know where we're at. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel, with something new and exciting, somebody for you to watch. And, everybody stay good. Knuckle up.
Something that won't be disappointing. See you tomorrow, Mike.
Definitely won't be disappointing.